The hunt for intelligent life in the universe has never been more urgent. Rapid advances in science and technology have given mankind unprecedented access to distant galaxies that could harbor life, and the galaxies of subatomic particles that make up the entirety of life itself. Now that we have the power to understand our place in the universe on a fundamental level, one question remains: are we alone? And if extraterrestrial life exists, where is it?
I believe they are there. The big question is whether or not that they have come here.
Join us as we investigate evidence of an alien presence in the universe and here on Earth. A global effort has begun. Secret files hidden from the public for decades, detailing every UFO account, are now available to the public. We are about to uncover the truth behind these classified documents. Find out what the government doesn't want you to know. Unsealed. Alien Files. Exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Scientists around the world are hunting the universe for signs of intelligent life. But where are they looking? And why?
If there's other life out there in the universe, which I'm sure there is, it's only a matter of time before we find them. Basically, this is going to happen one of two ways. Either they'll come to us and it will be beyond any dispute. There will be sort of landing on the White House lawn, spaceships in orbit over all major cities, whatever form it takes. Or, if it doesn't happen that way, we'll go out and find them.
When we look at the stars for life or intelligent life that is budded on another planet, we look, number one, for Earth-like planets. And what we've realized in the last couple of decades is that nearly every star in the sky probably has a string of planets very much like our solar system.
So you would look for a rocky inner planet, and this is the critical thing. It should be probably in the so-called Goldilocks zone, which is that part of a solar system where the temperature would be neither too hot nor too cold, and where water, this is the critical thing, would be able to exist in liquid form.
I believe that by the sheer numbers alone, the odds of another civilization being out there are pretty astronomical.
It's only a matter of time before we find kind of Earth 2, so to speak. And recent studies suggesting there might not be hundreds or thousands, but millions or even billions of worlds like our own out there, billions of Earths, suggests to me that the universe should be absolutely swarming with life.
It's one thing to look for simple organisms, but how can scientists search for advanced extraterrestrial civilizations? Many scientists are looking at the phenomenon known as a black hole, a vortex where a huge amount of matter has collapsed in on itself, creating such an extreme force of gravity that nothing can escape it, not even light.
Some of the people who say, where do we look, say the real smart civilizations will migrate to near the black hole. So if you look for the black hole, that's where you might find aliens. Not in it, but close enough to it to mine somehow the energy.
Using a black hole as fuel is far beyond our technological capability. But there is another more prevalent type of universal energy, much closer to home. Unsealed case file. The Sun. March 12, 2012. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory captures stunning pictures of a giant orb that appears to be detaching from the surface of the sun and shooting out into space.
A lot speculate this is an alien spaceship, that this is something that's using our sun to power their ship like a gas station. Stop, fill up, and away they go.
NASA claims the object is a little understood phenomenon called a prominence, and how they arise on the surface of the sun makes them appear otherworldly.
One of the biggest problems I have with this discovery is the sheer size of what this phenomena is. When you compare the size of Earth to the sun, You're talking about a very small dot, maybe even a marble compared to this gigantic sun, this star that gives us life here on Earth. When you look at this video and you see the sun, this object is a considerable size. This would have to be the size of multiple Earths all put together.
Even NASA say they don't really understand what these filaments would be. So I think what this tells us is whatever we think this thing is, alien spaceship or natural phenomenon, it tells us that the universe has some big surprises in store for us, and that everything we think we know, we may have to rethink and learn a whole new physics.
Coming up, we visit one of Earth's closest planetary neighbors and investigate why many consider it to be alien territory. This is Unsealed, Alien Files.
We all know diet and exercise are important to a healthy lifestyle. But what about sleep? Studies show sleep affects just about everything from your blood pressure to your weight. If you're not sleeping well, it could be your mattress. Innerspring mattresses have coils that poke and wear out. It's one size fits all. Enter the Sleep Number bed. Recently named Best Bed for Couples, there's no need for compromise.
It has allowed us to sleep better as a couple because we both can do our own thing, and it feels like it's two mattresses in one.
With dual air technology, it adjusts on each side to your perfect level of firmness, comfort, and support, your Sleep Number setting. So you both get the deep, restful sleep you deserve. Visit sleepnumber50.com or call now for this free $50 savings card and catalog with price list.
We just have very different sleeping types, and this is the first bed that we both have landed on and loving it.
Now with Sleep IQ technology, you'll have the knowledge to adjust to your best possible sleep.
The Sleep IQ technology made me more aware of what is going on at night and how to tailor my life, almost like you are learning a new way to be healthy.
Sleep IQ technology is just so easy to use. I don't have to wear anything. I don't have to turn anything on right before I go to sleep.
The Sleep Number bed conforms and cushions your every curve. It's the only bed clinically proven to relieve back pain and improve sleep quality. Finally, you'll have the knowledge to adjust to the best sleep of your life. The Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. You can't afford another restless night. You can afford a Sleep Number bed.
Visit sleepnumber50.com or call 1-800-333-6912 for your free $50 savings card and catalog with more information about the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. Visit sleepnumber50.com or call 1-800-333-6912 for your free $50 savings card today.
Welcome back to Unsealed Alien Files. The hunt for alien life in the universe has taken huge leaps forward with new advances in physics, telescopes, and communications. But perhaps the most important breakthrough has come from developments in the aerospace industry.
I believe it's inevitable that the human race will conquer long-term spaceflight, but you're going to have to figure out what you're willing to sacrifice. Are we talking about a 10-year flight? Are we talking about a 10-week flight? Or are we talking about a 10,000-year flight to get to another solar system in general? So we have to figure out what we're willing to do to achieve that long-term spaceflight.
As mankind expands its presence in the solar system, Mars is a natural stepping stone, and NASA predicts we will set foot on the red planet sometime in the 2030s.
Here we are truly on the cusp of manned Mars missions. In the next 2 to 3 decades, they believe that we will put a human on the surface of Mars, but they're not coming back. It's a sacrifice that the astronauts who will leave the planet Earth for good will land on Mars and live the remaining days of their lives on another planet.
We already have evidence that it supported life in the past, and exploring Mars could answer a fundamental question. Is there extraterrestrial life beyond our solar system?
There's life out there, and whether it's picking up a signal on a radio telescope, whether it's going out there and finding them for ourselves, but we're going to get there. Ours is going to be the generation that makes this discovery, and my goodness, it's going to be the biggest and most profound discovery that the human race has ever made.
Unsealed case file, the Mars anomalies. July 26, 1976. The Viking 1 spacecraft is 1,000 miles above Mars and scanning the surface for a place to send the Viking 2 lander down to the Red Planet. On its 35th orbit, Viking 1 captures a photograph taken from Mars' northern desert region called Cydonia. This picture of a mile-long desert mesa stuns the world with its uncanny similarity to a human face.
Hardly a week goes by, so it seems, without some photo from the surface of Mars cropping up that someone says shows some anomaly.
This leads many in ufology to conclude that this and countless more pictures from the surface of Mars are evidence of an alien civilization.
Is this an artifact? Is this a bone? Is this life? I mean, people talk about the face on Mars, but there have also been lizards, bones, fossils, all sorts.
Looking at photos that have come back from Mars, people have seen pyramids, faces on Mars, creatures walking around, fossilized remnants of ground squirrels, a skull.
We are now collecting an unprecedented amount of data from satellites and probes on Mars.
The theory was that Mars used to have water, which we now know is true. Perhaps there was a civilization there, but it was dying. And it was building these canals to try and irrigate their crops, to try and desperately cling to life.
But what does the Red Planet have to offer mankind now? Scientists believe Mars may be our best option if humanity needs to start again.
Our first view was that we would probably set up some sort of colony under a dome in which we would have an atmosphere like our own. But now the thinking is, why build a dome and have ourselves so limited and so vulnerable, when actually the best way to go forward would be to change Mars so that we terraform it into something where we wouldn't need a dome or a spacesuit, where we could just walk around and breathe the atmosphere.
NASA has studied how Mars could be terraformed using our current technology and suggests that it's complicated but possible. The process would begin by releasing greenhouse gases into the Mars atmosphere. The effect would be to raise the planet's surface temperature to a livable level, melt polar ice caps to provide water, and plant trees to produce oxygen.
We know for a scientific fact that Earth will die. Everybody here on the planet Earth will cease to exist. And so we have to figure out how to get off this planet.
Up next, our search for alien life turns to Earth, and a UFO wave in the South Pacific that many ufologists believe may be evidence of time travel. This is Unsealed, Alien Files. Closed captioning provided by...
Finally, the weight loss breakthrough women have been waiting for. Xantrex 3 High Energy Fat Burner. Watch it burn.
Can Bosley regrow your hair?
This is my own growing hair that I can comb, cut, style, do whatever I want with it.
The results I've achieved have been exceptional. This is my real hair. I can do with it whatever I want. This is mine.
Bosley gave me my hair back. I cut this hair. I wash this hair. I mess this hair up if I want to mess this hair up.
I can't explain to you the way that it made me feel to be able to wear my hair down, go out on a date, and have confidence again.
Can Bosley regrow your hair?
This is my hair. This is my hair.
Call or go online for your free, no-obligation self-evaluation kit. Plus, call in the next 6 minutes, and we'll even send you this $250 gift certificate. The information is free, so choose to grow back your own real hair. Choose Bosley. Call now. Can Bosley regrow your hair?
This is my own growing hair that I can comb, cut, style, do whatever I want with it.
The results I've achieved have been exceptional. This is my real hair. I can do with it whatever I want. This is mine.
Bosley gave me my hair back. I cut this hair. I wash this hair. I mess this hair up if I want to mess this hair up.
I can't explain to you the way that it made me feel to be able to wear my hair down, go out on a date, and have confidence again.
Can Bosley regrow your hair?
This is my hair. This is my hair.
Call or go online for your free, no-obligation self-evaluation kit. Plus, call in the next 6 minutes, and we'll even send you this $250 gift certificate. The information is free, so choose to grow back your own real hair. Choose Bosley. Call now.
Own it quicker and save at National Rent to Own. This Amana washer and dryer was 78 weeks to own, now 70. Save $175. This dual reclining sofa and love seat was 104 weeks to own, now 91. Save $455. Save at National Rent to Own.
This July, the biggest renovation competition ever is coming to Fox.
We're going to renovate 8 houses in 8 weeks for 8 deserving families. Wait! At this pace, you're not going to get it done.
Each week, one couple will be eliminated. But there's a twist so big. This is what it looks like to lose.
Oh, it's real.
Oh my God!
You should see the winners. Home Free, hosted by Mike Holmes, premieres July 22nd on Fox.
Own it quicker and save at National Rent to Own. This LG 50-inch smart TV was 78 weeks to own, now 70. Save $200. This Amana side-by-side refrigerator was 104 weeks to own, now 91. Save $350. Save at National Rent to Own.
Welcome back to Unsealed Alien Files. The search for extraterrestrial life extends from our own planetary neighborhood deep into the cosmos. But some scientists believe that to find alien life, we need to rethink our concept of time and look no farther than our own backyard. Unsealed case file, the Papua New Guinea wave. June 26th and 27th, 1959. Boyanai, Papua New Guinea. Reverend William Gill is a respected educator and ordained priest, teaching in Papua New Guinea. On the night of June 26th, he and 38 other witnesses see a light descend from the clouds and a large object that he later refers to as a mothership.
The mass sightings that took place in Papua New Guinea in 1959 were compelling and actually a little disturbing. The main witness was a missionary called Father Gill, and together with a number of locals, they saw UFOs over a period of several weeks, and there were probably 20, 30, 40, 50 sightings.
Reverend Gill describes the UFO as disc-shaped, with a wide base and landing gear.
On one of the occasions, Father Gill reported a craft where he said there was what appeared to be almost a viewing deck on top of this thing, where he saw strangely humanoid entities which almost appeared to be looking at us.
In a spontaneous gesture, Reverend Gill stretches his hand to wave, and he claims that the beings on the spaceship wave back.
He wasn't the only witness. There were about 5 other ones, including a teacher, that saw these humanoid beings on top of a UFO above them.
Copies of Reverend Gill's own report were distributed to members of Australia's parliament. But in the end, Air Force authorities dismissed the incident.
And you can almost understand an alien spaceship with aliens in. But if you see something with beings that are so similar to us that they're indistinguishable, it is almost the most disturbing thing of all. I mean, because you ask yourself, who are these people? What do they want? Why do they look so like us?
The sighting is so important that 13 years later, famous American UFO investigator Dr. Allen Hynek decides to re-examine the evidence.
Dr. J. Allen Hynek was a scientist who headed Project Blue Book. He started off as a pretty big skeptic, pretty much a debunker. He thought every UFO case that was out there was explainable. But as he saw more and more, and he talked to more witnesses, and he understood a little bit more about the phenomena, he was a skeptic debunker turned believer.
For him to say so many years after the event that this is important, and he flew out there and he interviewed some of the witnesses. This tells me that this was a case of almost unique interest and importance in the whole history of the UFO phenomenon.
Hynek is mostly interested in the eyewitness claims that the aliens looked human.
One possible reason why this disturbs people so much, and it's a motif that one sees in science fiction, is infiltration. I guess the classic sci-fi series is The Invaders, but the idea that we have aliens in human form, perhaps slowly bringing their people down, getting them into key positions of power.
Some speculate that the case in New Guinea is proof that the human race is being visited not necessarily by an alien race that comes from another solar system or another planet, but rather it's ourselves. It's the human race coming back in time to revisit its infant self, to look down at their civilization 1,000, 50,000, even 100,000 years prior to when they are.
Could the Papua New Guinea UFO incident be humans from the future?
I believe that if we are being visited and these UFOs are not our Earth-based technology, that it's probably an alien civilization that comes from the stars. But the fun thing about this is we simply don't know. Science is proven wrong all the time.
And how can you fight them if you don't know who they are? Your family, your friends, your neighbors, your scientific figures, your political leaders, your religious leaders. I mean, what if all these people are actually aliens? I mean, it sounds crazy. Any civilization with the technology to travel between the stars probably has the technology to disguise itself effectively. So maybe it's not a question of, going out and looking for them. Maybe they are already here.
Coming up, we investigate the possibility that humans and aliens may be one and the same. Promotional consideration provided by...
Summer is here and it's time for the beach. So we're shopping at Burlington. It's great. They have everything we need. Bathing suits, sandals, polos. The prices are amazing. I dressed the girls for under $70. Not bad for a place known for coats. Circa.
Ending addiction starts with one private and no-obligation call. End Addiction can help you get immediate admission into a recovery center near you. Many insurance plans will pay up to $30,000 to get you help.
1-800-459-3718.
How would I describe Bullseye? Bullseye is a show where the competitors literally transform themselves into human darts. And their one goal is to hit the bullseye. That's what the show's about. Big, bold, entertainment for the whole family.
Bullseye is an amazing competition show in which 8 ordinary Americans compete in incredible challenges, with the winner walking away with $50,000 every week.
With these challenges, we're gonna take you to whole new heights. Because for your first challenge,
Oh gosh.
you're gonna be hanging off of this. They come from all walks of life. We have ballet dancers, track athletes, basketball players, bowlers, moms, dads, Army vets.
They will collect bullseyes, they will be jumping off of buildings, and they'll be hanging from helicopters.
Oh my God! This is so much scarier than I thought.
It's gonna be really cool to see which one takes home the $50,000.
Even though the challenges have a physical component to them, they're designed so that men and women can compete on an equal footing. In the first challenge, the men compete against the men and the women compete against the women. But after that, it's the survival of the fittest. We have a rogues gallery of challenges awaiting our competitors in the future on Bullseye. They involve trains, more helicopters, cars that flip over. We are throwing everything we can think of and more at these competitors to make sure that each episode of Bullseye is unforgettable.
Ready? I couldn't ask for a better co-host. Godfrey he has me cracking up for days.
This is really up my alley. I get to be myself. I get to have fun with people, talk to people. I'm into like mental toughness, physical toughness, and this is like the perfect show.
I like the fact that you all know each other, that you all have accepted us into your family, and we laugh all the time. I'm glad that we're part of your family, and I'm having a ball. Bullseye, baby, all day.
This is Bullseye!
Welcome back to Unsealed, Alien Files. The time to act is now. Tell us your story. While some search for extraterrestrials in deep space, encounters reported with humanoid beings have many in the UFO community wrestling with a paradox. Are extraterrestrials human beings from the future?
It's definitely possible that if a biological life form started evolving on another planet with Earth-like conditions on an Earth-like planet in a solar system that is like ours, that the theory of evolution will probably prove true, that they will look very similar to us.
Recently, an expert in computational genomics decided to find out.
Dr. Alan Kwan at Washington University conducted an intriguing study where he speculated about the future of the human race. And he said, well, we often look back, but what if we look forward, maybe 100,000 years? What might human beings look like?
Both a man and a woman, their head was growing in size, so it's much larger than what we look like today.
I mean, it's obviously human, and yet it isn't.
Many UFO researchers have seen these physical characteristics before.
If you go forward not 100,000 years, but 1 million, is that image going to actually be the image of a gray alien that would be familiar to every sci-fi fan and ufologist on the face of the planet? And that leads us to a possibility. Are the grays actually not aliens at all, but us? Are the grays what we, human beings, evolve into?
Could our genetic makeup be universally connected? Are alien visitors in our skies actually our distant relatives?
People often talk about the search for aliens. Well, maybe we've already found them. Maybe they're already here. Maybe if they are us, we are the aliens.
This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Many experts believe aliens may have visited Earth before and will inevitably descend upon us in the future. But more unsettling is the possibility that aliens are already here and that they are using us for their own benefit. Join us as we investigate the growing possibility that aliens closely monitor planet Earth and that our civilization just may be their prized experiment. A global effort has begun. Secret files hidden from the public for decades, detailing every UFO account, are now available to the public. We are about to uncover the truth behind these classified documents. Find out what the government doesn't want you to know. Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. UFOs and close encounters have been reported around the world for decades, in densely populated urban centers, along coastal areas, in rural farmland, and in barren deserts. But why are UFOs here? And what do they want?
There are several different theories about why extraterrestrials might be visiting the Earth, that this is the prelude to some sort of alien